everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cassie, also known as KnittaCass. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about the knitting that I'm making, sometimes some crochet that I'm making, the patterns I'm drooling over, a little bit of some family and farm life on a small farm in Vermont, some books I'm reading, and a spice of mental health. So go ahead and grab your favorite beverage or your crafty project or both and come join me. I am actually mixing things up today. If you've been following me for a while, every time I podcast, I have a Pepsi. Pepsi is equivalent to my coffee. I drink it way more than I need to. It's really bad for you. But today we went and did family photos, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And it was so cold because we didn't have long sleeves on. So this is what I was wearing. And so I am drinking some cappuccino. I am really weird about my cappuccino. I do not like it from an actual place that makes coffee and cappuccino. So I've gone to a couple cafes. It's disgusting. I have tried getting cappuccino at Dunkin' Donuts. It's disgusting. I've tried getting cappuccino at Starbucks. It's disgusting. I am just a weirdo, and I love the cappuccino that comes out of those machines in the gas stations. So cheers, let's get started. So I only have one finished object. I'm quite excited about it. It might not seem like a lot, but I learned a really cool skill when I did it and felt quite accomplished. So I made this, you know what? I don't even know the name of the pattern, but I'm gonna have to write it down. So it was part of a kit and part of a class that we took with Laura Nelkin, and it was how to knit and bead. There was a crochet one too. And so it was showing you how to bead on it, which is pretty cool. There was, not this Christmas, but last Christmas. Yeah. Kay made a red sweater and she added beads to it, and it was awesome. And ever since, I have wanted to do some knitting with beading, but this is the perfect way to practice it. And it's this nice, cute bracelet. So I'm quite proud. It's the only finished object that I have. That's okay. Whips. I don't have a whole lot, but I have not cast on any more washcloths, so hopefully I don't lose my washcloth mojo. My goal is to knit 12 washcloths this year, and I have so far knit 5. I get, I'm subscribed to the Kitchen Sink newsletter, and she designs a washcloth a month and sends it to you in the email newsletter for free. And she always chooses a theme. So last year the theme was books. This year the theme is treats. I have not made the February one. I have not made the March one. So I'm hoping to cast those on soon. I have my Arne and Carlos Pairfect Regia socks. This is a pretty cool yarn where you just knit, stocking it, and it creates a design for you. So this is what I have so far. Maybe have done maybe from that gray stripe on since we last podcast. I don't really have much opportunity to just do something plain, but my Destination Imagination team is having their tournament on Saturday, and there's time gaps between the two things they need to do, and I kind of want to watch some other people's plays. So I will probably bring this along, and I'm pretty sure I will get pretty far. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut in for a heel, if I'm going to just keep going and make the heel this way, or if I'm going to make a tube and then separate it into 2 socks with like afterthought toe and afterthought heel. This is what it looks like so far. I love the way it's working out. And I have the Monster Shawl still. So this is the Stephen Wist Mystery Knit Along for this past October. This is Shawlography. And since we have last chatted, I have done nothing on this arm that's got this really neat kind of cable that makes sort of like a wave, I guess. And let's see here. Oops, I'm stuck. And then I started making, am I on the right side? No. I started making from this colorway on. You kind of pick up the stitches on the orange and start making these tinier wedges. And so last time I showed you, I might have been a quarter or a third way. I might have been a quarter or a third way through of this orange arm. And I've got, I don't know, maybe a halfway done. Oh shoot, I dropped stitches. Still have a bit to go. Still kind of putting it on the side, not really interested in doing it. Maybe I don't know, maybe it'll take a while. I'm just not stressing about it. You want to say hi, Shadow? Ow! This is Shadow. There you go, Shadow. She's my kitty. We have a pretty good bond together. She likes to get in the way when I'm zooming, so she probably thinks that I'm zooming, but she is purring and she's quite happy. So I'll see how long she stays here with us. I have decided today, because a lot of people have been asking me about, ouch, what Sad Jack is, and really wanting to see Sad Jack. So if you're not familiar with Sad Jack, he is supposed to be a doll, a knitted doll that looks like Jack Sparrow. And I think he's actually called like Samuel Crow, but they can't call him Jack Sparrow, but he essentially looks like him. So I have started this project for my son. I think this month is 2 years ago, just pretty mean. So I'm knitting it for him. I enjoyed doing the body process. The feet were pretty cool because they were anatomical. And the hands are cute. I have to put them together. Like, they're knit flat, and then you have to kind of fold them, and I don't know, it's weird. So anyways, I was trying to work on the bigger pieces and work my way down. And my friend Sarah, I asked in my last podcast to like hold me accountable. And so she, said like, I challenge you, or you should finish the shirt for Sad Jack. And I have not touched Sad Jack at all. So maybe by showing you all how sad he is, I might feel more motivated to work on him. He's in this really cool basket that I got at Rhinebeck. I've always wanted a knitting basket like this. Super cute. Sorry, Shadow. Okay, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Too bad I don't have a drum roll. Ooh! You may laugh. It's fine. I won't know. You're in your home. This is Sad Jack. This is a cute little jacket. These are his pants. That's his waistline. Look at these feet though. How cool is that? Oops. Those are his feet. So stinking cute. And you put like a piece of cardstock in the bottom so that it gives it the structure. Anyways, he had 2 little like goatee things that were braided. And he had, okay, Shadow. What else did he tear away? I don't remember. My dog Bella got a hold of him. So he had a lobotomy, part of his brain taken out. So this is my really awful hack job to sew him up. This part of his head was completely disconnected and the stuffing was coming out. I stuffed it in there as best I could, pulled it together as best I could. You can kind of tell that it's like pulling his eyeball and his eyebrow in. And that will kind of be hidden when he gets hair. But every time I look at this, I'm kind of frustrated because I feel like it's super ugly. And it is right now. And it looked a lot better with the little goatee things. And it looked a lot better with the hair. So I'm wondering if I would be more motivated to work on it if I gave him hair and a goatee. I might give it a try. I don't know. I really need to work on this guy. He's gonna be kind of cute, I think. A little coat jacket. Look at that. It's so cute. And it's got these little pocket details. I really enjoyed knitting the jacket piece. So, everyone, you have now met Sad Jack, who also does not have hands yet. They're made. They're just attached. And his arms are flat because they're not stuffed yet. The biggest challenge with knitting this doll is that the pattern was written for it to be completely flat and then you sewed it up or seamed it up. So I've had to like do some math and reworking of the pattern and like kind of twisting it around in my head to make it one piece. So that also might be part of the reason that I'm kind of dragging my feet. However, whoops, I have a good chunk of his shirt done. What is my problem? Eee! Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Yeah, so this needs some sleeves, and then it kind of makes like a bell with the ruffles. And then I'll pick up and make a collar. Oh, what's all over this? Cat and dog hair. Cool. Anyways, Sad Jack, everyone. You have met Sad Jack. My last whip to show you is my dream project. So this is the Autumn Court sweater. It is designed by Tristan of Dragon Horde Design Yarns. You may be familiar with her as Dragon Horde Yarn. She dyes a lot of really kind of moody, variegated yarns that are absolutely gorgeous. I have been following her for, I don't know, the whole time I've been knitting, which my youngest is almost 10, so probably 9 years, 9 or 10 years. Anyways, she's super cute. You should check her out. So far, I have done the collar, and I'm holding it in the front, but there's short rows here. So I just started the color work, and it's kind of hard to see because I've just barely started it. And I'm wondering if it's too loose. It looks like when I stretch it out a little bit, it's kind of loosey-goosey, but when it's on the needle, it doesn't seem that way. And then my floats are kind of big-ish. Some of them are bigger than the others, but in the past, when I've done smaller floats, it's been kind of tight. And I know it'll block out. So I'm not sure if I'm doing it too loose since it's going to block. But then the other thing to think about is I'm going to be adding more colors. So there's going to be like 4 colors. Yeah, 4 colors going at one time at some point, which is going to snug it up regardless of how I do my floats. So maybe I'll just keep going and see what I think. Maybe I'll put a lifeline in and then keep going. But I'm loving, this is the lightest color, this kind of peachy pink. The main color is going to be this red. And this red is by Wool. It is sport weight. And the colorway is Northern Cardinal. And it is showing up true to color. And then this is the pink color. This is also by Wool, and it is also sport weight. Oh no, I don't think I saved the ball band, but it's in my last podcast, so I'll kind of skim through it and get the colorway, and I'll put it down below. So there's this with this, which you just saw on the sweater. And then this is by Dragon Horde Yarn, and this is called Slutty Pumpkin. And so that's going with these, right? Oh no, where's my blue one? And then this one is also by Dragon Horde Yarn, and I do not have the ball band anymore. So these are my colors. I'm super, super excited. The Love and Stitches membership has a new member graduation. So if they've been a new member for this is their first quarter, then we do a graduation and we kind of like change their color on the Discord chat so that they're like no longer a new member. And we do some games usually, and we talk about, I think we do like some show and tell. It's a lot of fun. So that's going to be at 3 o'clock today. So I plan on doing some color work then. And then I'm going to bribe myself to do my housework. So I've had a really, really stressful week at work, kind of personally. And I started a medication change, which has pros and cons. And so far the pros are outweighing the cons, but it's just been a weird week. It's just been bad. So instead of tidying a little every night, I've literally done nothing. And like, I'm okay with admitting I have a messy house. I'm not one of those like people who go on the internet and, you know, think their house looks great. In fact, if you've been following me for a while, you know I have like wallpaper issues in the dining room because we were going to remodel it and we took the wainscoting off the bottom. I thought I was going to repaint it red, so there's like a square of red, but the wall paint was textured. So if you've been around a while, you know that my house isn't that great. It isn't that clean. That's okay with me. So all that to say, if I were to spin this camera around, I would be mortified because it's bad. So if I'm okay with a dirty house and I'm mortified to show you, it's bad. So usually what I do when it gets bad, even when it doesn't get bad and I don't want to clean, I bribe myself. And I usually start with knitting. So I'm going to knit for 20 minutes or 30 or whatever I said. It's got to be a short time at the beginning. And then I'll clean one whole room thoroughly. And then I'll have more knitting time. And then I'll clean another room thoroughly and I'll have more knitting time. And the knitting time gets a little bit longer. And so I know with the next project that I'm now going to have a big chunk of time. It works quite well. And I hate dishes, but I put podcasts on my phone and put it in my windowsill. And dishes don't seem so bad. So yeah, bribing myself in knitting today. I don't know if anyone else does that. I don't know if you like, I call it bribing yourself, but maybe people use it as motivation. Like, do you have something that you kind of use as the carrot in front of you to get something done that you don't enjoy? Let me know down below. And like, if you don't mind, tell me, what is that one thing you dread? Like, do you hate folding laundry? Do you hate washing dishes? Is it the mopping? What is it? I want to know. And how do you force yourself to do it? Do you bribe yourself? And what do you bribe yourself with? Now, occasionally I have two more segments. One is like projects that I'm drooling. One is projects that I'm drooling over. So for a while I was saying a pattern and who it's by and posting a picture. I haven't done that in a little while. But occasionally I will have this thing that I call a SCO. So it's should have cast on already. I should have done that backwards. Should have cast on already. And what it means is it's something that I have been ready to cast on. I've got what I need. I've got the needles, got the yarn, and I just keep putting it off. I just don't do it and don't do it. So it's should have cast on already. So for me, that is the Daisy Fields tote, Daisy Fields Market tote. I'll put a picture. It's by, I would hate to not give the artists proper credit. So I will make sure that I put it down below. I'll put a photo in here. And it has just been, I've just been chopping at the bit. I want it for the summer. It's March, almost April. So optimistically, I'm thinking about summer already. I want the sun. I want the warmth. I want to be at the pool. So I really need to cast it on. So I'm hoping that I might have a cast on next podcast. Maybe not. I'll give myself some grace. I'm hoping it'll be casted on within a month, at least within a month. And then the thing that I'm really drooling over right now is called the Campside Cardi. It's this really cute cardigan, and in the back it's got some lace work that the little holes get bigger and bigger and kind of looks like embers of a fire, or at least that's my interpretation. So I'm trying to decide. I haven't picked out what color or anything, so I'm still in the beginning of this. I have not decided if I'm going to cast it on once I'm getting a feel for the color work of my sweater, or if I'm going to wait till the sweater is done. I'm not sure I can manage two sweaters at the same time. Not positive. I think I'll wait for my gut to kind of tell me what to do. And then the other thing is, I'm wondering if I want to steek it, but I haven't done any steeking yet. So I also might need to cast on like a coffee cozy that is steeking. I don't know, there's so many opportunities. I don't know. Oh, I also forgot to show you. This thing is magic. This is like a really cheap, I think it's one of those B-O-Y-E devices, but it's for holding your yarns when you're doing color work, and it has helped tremendously with my tension. So I know they have really fancy ones too. So one day I'll get a fancy one, but for now this is perfect. And I think it has two other, they kind of pop in, two other sizes of this that you can use, and I think I only spent like $5, so I think that's a heck of a deal. For business stuff, I am still working on the design I've been working on. I haven't really hit a wall per se. I just don't have motivation to do it, which is okay. I don't have test knitters lined up chomping to get on it. I don't have, like, the pattern's not completely written up. Like, I've got time. It's not keeping my interest, which is fine. Maybe I should just let that be for a bit. And then, of course, another sock pattern in my head, I'm like really, really, really wanting to cast on. But it seems like it might be a little more complicated. So I don't know if the timing is right. I'm not sure. I'm so full of uncertainty today. It's unreal. But I'm just gonna roll with it. Sometimes I'm a little weird. It is what it is. I am who I am. So there's that. The other part that I really wanted to mention about my business is that I had announced 2 podcasts ago that I was doing a 100 subscriber giveaway. I at the time was at 98 subscribers. It's gone down a couple, which is fine. I'm not always everybody's cup of tea. I've checked out podcasts before and they weren't for me. That's totally fine. But because I said that I was excited and I was going to do a giveaway, I will be honoring that and sending a prize. I will put the winner's name down below. And then if the winner can contact me, Instagram, I check those messages regularly. My Instagram handle is KnittaCass16. I'll also put that down below. So congratulations to our winner. That's going to be right here. Woo! Nice job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to all my new subscribers. I have really enjoyed watching my numbers grow and starting hopefully to form some friendships and connections with those who are following me. Farm life. So it's getting to be spring, which is typically baby season. Miss Daisy, don't know if I talked about it, had a miscarriage a little bit ago. I gave her some time to heal, and now I've got her in with our ram Goliath, hoping that she will get pregnant. They've been together for about 3 weeks now, and I need to kind of hang out over there a little bit longer to see if she's showing early signs of pregnancy. So I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed for that. And then Alice is pregnant. She's like huge egg shaped, so I'm pretty sure she's probably gonna have triplets again. That's what she had last year. And I can't tell if she's starting to bag because she has a lot of long wool, and she's so smart. I'll give her the grain and I'll kind of like reach over her belly, and she's like, I don't know about this. And then as soon as I start to kind of like reach back, she's like, nope, I'm out of here. So I haven't been able to tell if she's bagging yet or not. I had to reschedule our shearer because I had a conflict of interest, and unfortunately that one got pushed back. But I'm hoping my husband can help me kind of get her in a corner for a minute so I can see if she's bagging. I have a hunch that she's bagging. And then Miss Snow White is definitely pregnant. She let me feel her all up today. She's bagging quite a bit. Not as much as I remember the other two before, like right before they gave birth, but she's looking pretty close to birthing, I think, like gut wise and kind of her mannerism. And her stomach is tight, and I can see some baby movement in there. So they're bigger. It's exciting. I think she's probably going to lamb in about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit earlier, but I think definitely by the end of 2 weeks we will have lambs, and I'm thinking it's maybe about 7 days, honestly. But we will see. Maybe I'll be able to show you some lambs soon. And I talked about a new bunny. My father-in-law has one bunny because the mink ate all of our chickens and all of our bunnies but one last year. and he's been lonely. So my father-in-law did get a female bunny for him, and oddly enough, they have not been put together to breed. She looks like she's making a nest. So we wonder if we got her and she was already bred. So maybe we'll have baby bunnies too. I don't know. Spring is in the air. Family life. We did family photos today. I tried to do some curly cues, and my hair hates curls. And this was kind of curled, and it just does what it wants, which is fine. At least it had some volume to it. So we did family photos, and my daughter, who doesn't live with us anymore, came and did family photos with us. I was a little worried whether she's going to come or not. Sometimes she avoids me a little bit, but she came, which is super exciting. We did a big group photo with both my sister-in-law's family and my parent-in-laws, and then my family. So this really nice group photo. And then my mother-in-law asked the photographer if she could take one of all the grandkids together, and then all the grandkids with the grandparents. And then we each did our own family photos, and then the kids from each family did a separate photo. I'm really, really excited to see how they come out. It is at the Covered Bridge, which is one of our favorite places to get photos. Today was not the best day to get photos. It's pretty dark and dreary, and it actually started snowing as soon as we were leaving, which is mostly why I'm drinking cappuccino. But yeah, it was a fundraiser to help this little boy. He was born with a heart condition and is really fighting for his life, and his family is in Boston, and he has some older sisters, so it's really stressful, and we're raising money to help cover some of the cost. So this photographer offered her time. It was only $25 to block a session in, and you didn't have to pay more, or you could give a donation. So of course I gave a donation on top of that. But how sweet is she? I'm gonna put her name down below, and maybe like her logo or how to find her in Facebook, because I'm so grateful that she did these photos. Like, she's taking her time to take the photos, be freezing all day long, edit some photos, and let us keep them, and she's not getting a penny from it. I just love it. I'm so happy to have met someone who is so genuine and just a beautiful soul. And I don't even know her. This is just from her willingness to be such her willingness to just be such a sweet, caring individual. So as soon as I get some of those photos, I need to stop saying so. When I get those photos, I'll certainly share with you all. They'll probably show up on my Instagram and my Facebook way before they make it into a podcast, because I'm really, really slow at editing my podcast. What else? I think in terms of family life, everything is pretty stable, Mabel. Nothing has changed. Nothing really exciting has happened. Nothing bad has happened. My mom's coming to visit for my birthday in April, so that's coming right up. That's pretty exciting. And yeah, that's it for family life. Books I'm reading. Did I bring any over here? I did not. So I'm still reading Things We Never Got Over. I'll put the picture somewhere up here. I haven't gotten very far in that at all. I am still listening to the final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. That is the third in a trilogy for the, I don't know what the first book is. The second one is The Hawthorne Legacy. Really good series. It's about this girl, just a run-of-the-mill girl, who inherits a really rich guy's like house and money and assets, and she doesn't know him at all. And she meets his grandsons, who are just interesting characters, and then there's a lot of puzzles and challenges that need to be solved to kind of figure out what's going on, why she got to inherit it, and it just gets better and better, and the plot develops really well. It's a really great read. What else am I reading, Callie? You want to say hi? Callie. Callie. This is Miss Callie. I'm reading the 4th book in the Outlander series. None of that is different from the last time I saw you. But look at this. So I finished House of Hollow. My last podcast, I had told you that my sister brought this up with her and she had finished it while she was here and she wanted me to read it. So it is about 3 sisters essentially, and the 2 older sisters don't live at home. The younger sister lives at home. One of the older sisters comes up missing, and then a lot of their backstory comes to them, lots of mystery. The most intriguing part, and it's on the back, I'm not ruining anything, is that all 3 sisters, when they were younger, just disappeared out of thin air, returned a month later with different colored hair, different colored eyes, and couldn't remember a single thing that had happened to them. And through all this twists and turns, which there's so many of them, and they just get more and more twisty and turnsy, I did not anticipate. I might have anticipated 1, but there's multiple. Highly recommend. My sister and I are going to chat about it. So I have, like a nerd, color-coded things that are kind of themes of like, this is about a certain topic, about a different topic, about events. So hopefully we can talk about it tomorrow and have our own little like book chat. Highly recommend House of Hollow by Krystal Sutherlad. And I have not read a lick of anything else, which is fine. And this brings me to my final segment. This is what I like to call a spice of mental health. Every podcast I try to give you a little something to think about or something to do to kind of challenge your mental health in a good way or challenge your thoughts, change behavior. And it's all about self-love and compassion and self-love and compassion and being able to get rid of some negative thoughts and or rebuild some positive thoughts. So this week it is going to be about the words, about the should-haves and the musts. So examples would be, I should have cleaned the house already. I should have. Or I must get the house done in order to feel good about myself. Or if I was valuable, that's what a lot of us do. Like we see our productivity as a marker of our value. Not true. We'll talk about that maybe next week. So I am not good enough because I should have X, Y, and Z. Or I must do X, Y, and Z to be a good person or a good mom or whatever we tell ourselves. Let it go. Let it go. When you say these words to yourself, you are putting yourself in a position where you're feeling guilty or resentful, and then it also is making you feel like you're not good enough. And then you start this negative loop, and I'm always going to be talking about negative loop and positive loop. So a negative loop is when you start telling yourself a negative statement, and then it does this whole snowball, and it can lead to other negative statements, or the feeling just gets bigger and bigger. And then we think less of ourselves, and we carry that with us, and so it's not helpful. So my homework for you, as I like to say, is to try to reword your should and must statements, because no one should or must anything. So that's it for me. Sorry about, I'm very chatty today, and sometimes I am. So I wish you all happy crafting and many positive thoughts, and I will see you next time. Bye!